Welcome back to the draft plan, guys. Let's focus on running backs right now. And last year, the Jets draft plan worked fantastic when they drafted Michael Carter in the 4th round and really found themselves what looks to be a young rising star in this league. Yes, they re-signed Tevin Coleman as well, but Leger, do you think that they need to either sign or draft another running back just to complement Michael Carter, even though he probably will get an increased workload this year?
Gelbs, do not be surprised if they do both. And a name that I've thrown out there a few times, Melvin Gordon, right? He's the free agent running back from the Denver Broncos. I think would be a perfect complement to Michael Carter at running back. This is a guy that has been in the system, so he's comfortable in the system. He's split carries the last 2 years, Gelbs, and has had 900 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns the last 2 seasons. So most teams would want their number 1 running back to have that type of, production, but he's done it splitting carries. So I know a lot of Jet Nations, kind of waved off that suggestion when I said bring a guy like Melvin Gordon in because he's older. I think he'll be 29, but this is a guy, when you talk about production, he gets it done year in and year out. If you look at Michael Carter, this is a guy that got an uptake in carries towards the end of last year, but got banged up. Going back to North Carolina in college, this was a guy that split carries with Javonte Williams. So we don't know if he can really take on the full workload. So why not bring in a guy like Melvin Gordon to help supplement some of those carries? Most of the times in this offense, going back to years in San Francisco, it has been running back by committee. So I think the Jets will either bring one more veteran in or also draft a running back probably somewhere in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, Connor, I was going to say exactly what Leger just said, but when you look at Michael Carter, when he plays, he's really exciting, but an undersized back and a guy that plays hard. He's not someone that's necessarily going to be just shifty all the time. He goes, he takes contact, and he gets those extra yards, those extra hard yards. So forget about who the Jets should draft if they go with another running back right now. Do you agree with Leger that whatever they do, they need to bring in another guy here just in case?
I do, and there's a lot of reasons for this. One, you want to keep Michael Carter fresh. That'll bring out the best version of Michael Carter, and don't try to make him something that he hasn't been. He was a committee back at UNC with Javonte Williams, right? And that was great for him. He was excellent in that role. When the Jets got him into camp, they eased him in from 3rd stringer eventually to being a committee back to, yes, he was the 1A guy, but like Leger said, he got banged up. Fans, people like myself, we all fall in love with the day 3 rookie running backs and say this will be the answer on the bargain bin aisle. But you know who doesn't like that approach? NFL coaches. There's a trust factor there. There is a, having a guy that you can rely on, like Melvin Gordon, for instance. Perfect example, like Leger said. So I think when you look at it, we all fall in love with, probably more so because of fantasy football, these ideal day 3 picks that can come in and be workhorse backs right away. But those options don't exist every year, and it's not that easy to find them despite how many picks you have or the track record of success you've had in the past with that approach.
Connor, that being said, if they do decide to draft a running back in the later rounds, any guys that you think that would be worth targeting?
Sure, and they have a very specific scheme, right? They're an outside zone team. They are going to follow that 49ers blueprint. They are traditionally going to follow the we don't take one until the 3rd round or later, and you've already seen that come into effect, not just in the Robert Saleh era and Mike LaFleur, but Joe Douglas. He took Michael Pirine in the 4th round, then Michael Carter in the 4th round as well. You look at Tyler Allgeier from BYU. Obviously, there's familiarity there with Zach Wilson. He can fit the scheme. I like his downhill speed. I don't care about the Indy 40. The speed is there in pads. The contact balance, the ability to pass protect, right? Look at this team right now. Who is the back on the roster that you're sitting back there and saying, you're going to be the last line of defense, you're going to protect the quarterback and help the pass game as well? If they want to pay a little bit more of a heavier price, I love Dameon Pierce from Florida. He is excellent in pass pro. He reminds me of David Montgomery. He's a very hard-nosed runner, but he's got enough short area burst to get to the outside, plant his foot in the ground, and cut up field. So we love the elusiveness of Michael Carter, what Tevin Coleman brings, but I think they need some kind of smash mouth power back to mix into this backfield.
If they don't go draft, if they go Melvin Gordon, the only thing I'm going to say, Douz, I hope you get some commission or something because you've been pumping it hard on Twitter.
Long time.
Right? I have.
For everything you need regarding the Jets' upcoming draft, keep it locked right here to SNY.